Big differences around, if you take Prague, Budapest, Warsaw, if you look at Warsaw's rental market over the last 10 years, well, Ben and I will remember it when it was $40, 2000, well, pre-Euro, of course, so probably around 2000. It's been $40, it dropped down to 20 euros, it went back up to 30 euros. It's just gone like that over 10 years. Prague has remained pretty stable all the way through. Budapest is stable all the way through. Budapest, if you look at it as a positive sign for Budapest, a good quality building in Budapest with good tenants paying rents of 12, 13 euros is actually quite a low capital value and a very low rental value. So in the longer term, if you believe in Budapest coming back to being a pillar, was it a pillar, the word used, a pillar of Central Europe, it could be a good buy, but you have to be, the government risk, the political risk and country risk has to be reflected in that. But it's just the differences over the last, if you look at the trends over the last few years, Warsaw's been all over the place. And is it now a 30 euro city? Is it a 25 euro city? That is beginning to come through.
Well, I could say our value add fund, our third fund, recently sold an asset in Sofia, Bulgaria. So it was interesting to hear you say that Tim Norman is down there. And it wasn't him who bought it, I'll say.
Was that happening yesterday?
No, earlier this month. So there is some liquidity in those markets. We're a seller, not a buyer there. Bucharest, we've looked at the most recent acquisition by NEPI is an AIG Lincoln developed Class A office building anchored by PwC, long let, in a good location. We just couldn't price it for value add returns. So that's a good sign for Bucharest, that basically it traded closer to core than it did to value add. We would continue to have an allocation for Romania and Bucharest office in our fifth value add fund, which we're going to start fundraising for. And just to maybe finish on the analysis Mike made is, so there's the country allocations, right? Then there's what office markets are acceptable within that country. And I know there's a question later on regional office markets, which we've generally said no to, but Krakow is a good story now. Okay. Not for us, excuse me, but certainly others have invested capital there. And then each of those core office markets has sub-markets, right? And I'll just throw one out in Prague to kind of finish that. Prague had typically been sort of two markets, Prague 4 and Prague 5. Well, Prague 8 was the one that was flooded some 10 years ago now. And Prague 8 is now stealing a lion's share of the new office occupancy. And so you have to be, both a regional expert and a local expert to really know where to invest in which city. And, we try to do bottom-up and top-down kind of approach to those sort of decisions.